everybody. Welcome to not Mondays with Max, but Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live. How you guys all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good.
What's up?
What's up is right. Chum Change will not be joining us tonight.
He got his period.
Wow. I wasn't going to go
Sorry.
there.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He's going through the change.
Wow, that's politically incorrect. You guys have been on a roll with that shit lately. Like last week was brutal. Like I thought I was bad. Oh my god.
Don't you put that on me. That ain't me.
All righty. Well, let me do a quick rundown because my rundown takes like 10 minutes. So
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna go grab another drink.
Yeah, that sounds good. Taines, welcome. Crypto Tito 56, Gaming with Smokey Dan, Steven Cicero, the only person that knows how to say that name. Travelers Travels, Chuck Danger, Patrick Guyan, Bacon Eggs and Hash, Dr. Jafar Cali, Magic Lucky, Oval Bore Tech. Good to see you, sir. Gordon Murray, Automatic Beats. I don't think I'd sent him yet. Arcs Crypto and Mining. Hello. All Set Miner. Cincy Miner. Aragorn Strider, Tommy Coin, Rude Puts. Hello, I'm Chili. Good to see you, Chili. That guy, Geek of All Trades. Yeah, he's in here too. Boinker139. Hilo Crypto. Maker's Dimension. Hash Force. Solar Miner in Spain. Patrick Murphy. Network. Bits. Crypto. Keep it clean, sir. Ferry Ginsler. Alltrack. Cherish. Toxic Miner. Gosh, there are a lot of people here tonight. Good to see you all. DJ Mines, if you still want to join us, you can join us. Sorry, Sunflower Mama's in the background going, he already talked too much today. You know, we're men. We have a limited amount of words. Hobbyist Miner. Sox fan had jumped on me, so I apologize if I missed anybody. And we will call that it. If I missed you, I apologize. I try to hit everybody, but trying to do that good. What are you doing, Hawk?
Shut up. I'm de-stressing.
You're de-stressing? Hey, if that works for you, that's fine.
That's it.
So Hawk will be doing an unboxing tonight.
Yes, I have a care package from Mr. Matt Electron. I actually did a trade. I traded 2 CPU mining rigs for 2 3070s. And we're going to open them up tonight and find out what it is. But he said there was some funny stuff in there. So when we're ready, we can do it. I don't know if you want to do it right away. We can do it in a little bit, whatever.
Oh, we'll go over everybody's week first. But first and foremost, the most important thing of the night is the fact that our friend, the GOAT, turned 40 on Thursday.
Yes. Yes, I did. Feels a lot like 39. Oh, no. Thank you.
Happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you. How does it feel to be 40?
Feels a lot like 39.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40's not bad. 40's not bad at all.
Not too bad. We're going to go whitewater rafting tomorrow. So
hey, just think of it this way. You're almost halfway there.
Well, dude, so we decided that we're gonna, have birthdays up until we're 50, and then we're gonna start counting backwards. So We'll be 50 and then 49 and 48 and see how far we make it.
I like that. And I'm 45.
There, yeah. See?
That makes you feel better, doesn't it, Max?
It does. I like that.
In dog years, right?
And that, you know what? Actually, that's probably not that far from the truth, because I swear to God, as people get older, they have no filter. They act like children. Yeah. Anyway.
It's really, it is, because what's the saying, Max? We talked about this. We had that one of those heart to hearts that we have like every week between like 8 and 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
It's you're a child twice. You're an adult once, but you're a child twice. And I'm kind of seeing that with like my grandfather. You know what I mean? Like I'm starting to see like the come down, I guess you want to call it. But
the decline
a little bit. And it sucks because, like, I don't know. Just so.
Coming from the guy holding a lightsaber in his hand.
Right.
That's the secret to life, though. Don't ever grow up. That's the secret, bro. Don't ever grow up. My grandfather's 82, bro. And before he got sick, this is what he would do when he would bump into the wall. He would walk, right? And let's just say he bumped into the wall, he would go. The guy was always doing. King, you met my grandfather, didn't you? Or was he already in the hospital when you were here?
He was in the hospital when I was down there.
Oh, crap. But that's what he would do. Like, he did all funny. So he would just stick like a straw in his ear and walk around because it was funny. But that's the idea, though. Like, just don't take life too seriously, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Don't take life too seriously.
Yeah. Enjoy it while you got it, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
So where are you going whitewater rafting?
It's someplace up in North Georgia. We haven't been there before. We like to go tubing, like lazy river kind of tubing and stuff. This one's a little bit more rapid. Nothing that's like crazy or anything, but I don't know. I'm 40 now. I may not make it back alive.
I'll tell you what, when I was 12, 11, 10, somewhere between 10 and 12, went on a whitewater rafting trip with the family. It was on the Arkansas River. And the water level was really low, so the water was moving really fast. And there was a rapid called the Squeeze. The guy basically said that it was the smoothest he had ever been through that rapid. The problem is he's in the middle. The back, where I'm in the back right, and it's basically going like this. It's like right and then an immediate left. Well, mine in the back, as it's going right, I'm going left. As it goes left, it's going right, and then it shoots back. Well, I'm in the back right. When it shoots back, I'm gone. I got launched like 15 feet from the raft.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I'm like freaking out, trying to stay calm. And there's also a big rock there. So I'm now separated by this enormous rock that I can't get around. And they're just like, get to the shore, get to the shore. So I get to the shore, and they go around this other huge rock that we ended up actually, some people were jumping off of, that I couldn't see, but some people were jumping off of it into a deep area. Anyway, they went around the corner. I didn't see anybody for 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then the guy came like over the guy came over the woods. He's like, yeah, well, that took way too long and was way too hard. We're going through the water. I'm like, no. Last thing I wanted to do was go back in the water. It's freezing.
Hey, Max, check Discord when you get a second. So, King, did we go through King's Day already?
No, we did not. How was your day, King? How was your week?
Yeah. Oh, all right. We just talked about that. It was a long, really long week, dude. Like, driving 6 hours every day and doing a training class is awful. I just didn't want to spend the money on the hotel because it's like around there. It's like about 150 with tax every night, so I can be a little spendy, right? About $750. I did get the first cert, so that was cool. I am waiting on Monday for the second cert due to a technicality, but there's a possibility that I still could fail. So I do have the ability to retake the cert. The guy did let me know at the end, though, that these people usually study for weeks before they take these tests. And I was like, you should have told me that and gave me the materials in advance, and I would have studied for this. But you said just come here on the state and we're going to do this. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So
are these your first professional certifications?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, he passed the first one like nobody's business. The second one's a little bit more detailed, so it requires some
more detailed.
He missed it, by the way, King. Tell the truth. He's being humble. He only missed it by like 1 or 2 questions on the first try.
That's
he doesn't even know.
Well, right. Well, so technically, look. So what happened was there was 2 questions that had diagrams, right, and they wouldn't load, right. Even if I clicked on them or tried to like reload the page and all that stuff, they wouldn't show up. So he's like, okay, let's go over to Ethernet. I did that. I even did it on his laptop, right. Try to do it again, same thing, right? Wasn't going to load. So he took pictures. He sent them off to the training center in Lavidia, or I'm not sure, like I'm terrible at pronouncing freaking names, but it's over in Europe. So they were already closed by the time he sent them. So if they happen to pass me, it's because of those 2 questions, which I would just have barely a passing grade, right? Now that stuff is really hard. You're learning about OSPF. You're learning about ECMP. This is the MTCRE, which is the MikroTik certified routing engineer. So this is learning all about like static routes and VLANs and doing autonomous system like backbone routers, and having your actual backbone and your stubby areas and not so stubby areas, like doing things like ISPs and stuff like this too. So it's not easy by any means necessary. It's very hard. So it's like the first 3 days were like learning about the router and like how to like generally get around in the routers, right? And how to get around, router OS and like how to do configures and stuff like that, and learn a little bit about the firewall. This is like the second cert is like taking like an encyclopedia and trying to shove it in this little Ethernet hole right here, all right, in 2 days. That's essentially what it was like. So it was just really hard to like obtain all the information. Like I did forget some of the first day certs. It's not like I have access to all the PDFs and slides and all the materials, right? So my thing is I'm switching everything to MikroTik at my house, and then I bought a couple little extra routers because what most people may or may not know, that even this little app uses the same exact OS as this one does, or even this one right here, which is their audience, right? Their tri-band one. So I'm just gonna keep training every day and like keep doing labs every day, keeping it fresh and stuff like that. So it was pretty intense to learn about it. My trainer's actually on YouTube. If you go to the MikroTik YouTube channel and you watch the video Train the Trainers, at the end, he's towards the end, I think he's the last one they interviewed, he's wearing the white MikroTik baseball hat. And his name's Kyle Hepler. And he runs a few companies. One of them is a WISP. So there was several people. There's only 700 trainers in the world, and there was people that flew all the way out there to go train to be a trainer, because they actually grade you on how you actually train people, right? Like you have to like make a class. Like you actually have to make slides and do demonstrations, and like they grade you on that. And the funny thing was, is like they would put the winners and the losers in the same room and announce it. So like the people who lost are watching the people get training shirts, and the other guys are just like, "Oh man, fuck this! I paid all this. I paid like $10,000 to come out here to take this test, and I failed." It's rough out there. There is no participation trophies in the other countries.
No, not at all.
So
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I mean it was good, man. I did learn a lot of stuff. I was kind of down about it yesterday, especially since I had to drive in Friday rush hour traffic, so it took me extra long to get home, like 4 hours. So yesterday was not a very good day. I'm feeling a little bit better today, so I'm just gonna keep training on it. So I'll probably take the test maybe again later next week. I could take it whenever I want, but I'm gonna take some time to review the materials and practice things and really get it down before I take it again.
Have you looked into data dumps, like test dumps? Essentially, it's like practice tests that are already filled out, and they give you all the answers pretty much. I mean, it's an easy way to pass the test. It's not necessarily the best way to like cram the knowledge into your brain. You know what I mean? Right. But it's like it helps you pass the test. Right?
It is an open book test, and I did use Google and stuff a little bit like that. But the thing is like once you get into wikis, right? It's because wikis can be designed and edited by anyone. So that's like the information, it could seem really right, and then it could be really wrong at the same time. So,
hey, King, just to clarify real quick, people think that you paid $10K for this class. You were talking about the other class that's overseas. That's $10,000. That if you fail it, that's it, right? That's your. Just let you know the chat. So a few people.
Yeah, that's for the training certification.
That's to become a trainer. He's not. He's just getting the certification. If you want to become a trainer, you only have one chance to pass it.
It was I think it was 2K.
Yours, yours was like 2, yeah.
And that's for both. That's for the MTC MTC&A, which is the MikroTik certified network administrator, and then the other one is the routing engineer.
So let me ask you, King. I was looking around at just getting ideas of what it would cost to run Cat 6A in my new house, whatever house we get.
Right.
So I've got a full 10 gig internal network, and then either direct attach or like OM6 fiber cables from switches to switches, depending on where they're at in the house and stuff. What MikroTik switches then would I want to use that would give me 10 gig over Ethernet, like a 24 port, not SFP plus, but actual RJ45, plugs? Does MikroTik have any switches like that?
For RJ45,
I don't think so. I think it's only SFP.
I don't think so off the top of my head. I would have to see.
Okay.
I know that they do have the SFP cages, and they do make smaller ones. Where like, if you're not having a lot of devices connected in the area, I think they have some 8-port SFP cage ones, so you can have some smaller ones in other areas. That way, you don't have to have a giant 24-port switch if you're only going to have 2 or 3 or 4 devices out there. So
and it depends. Depends on the house a lot, really. I mean, I'd rather have everything to a home run, but if I've got to have a fiber, uplink from my rack to the garage that then has like a 12-port switch or an 8-port switch or something like that, that's probably the way I'd do it. Is I'd have.
Could you not use point to point?
What's that?
Can you not use like a point to point, like a wireless point to point?
I could. I mean, again, it depends on the house. I mean, so if I've got a detached garage, I'm going to want to run, a dedicated 1 or 2 30 amp circuits out there for mining and for printing and things like that anyway. So whatever I tunnel out there, I'm going to run at least 2 fiber runs and probably a couple Ethernet runs at the same time. That way everything's just run all at once. And I'd rather keep everything on a wired connectivity, but I mean, the prices in Illinois, man. I'm not going to have land like I have out here. Nowhere near.
No, you're not.
I'm looking at like a 1/4 acre. Whereas like I'm just, looking around like, okay, we're going to sell our house. What else can I get out there in the world? And I'm like, oh, Montana, I could buy 25 acres for 180 grand. And it has a 4-bedroom house on it with a garage. And it, like, how do you like Montana? No. Okay, fine.
Yeah, no, my house is ridiculous. It's I don't mean ridiculously big. I mean ridiculously that I never pay what it's currently worth. And it's on 1/3 of an acre, so I'm actually pretty fortunate that I've got a little bit bigger than average lot. So I've got plenty of room if I want to put a big shed in the backyard. I got plenty of room to do that. And
everything is right next to a railroad track. Like, it's all railroad tracks out there.
It is not all railroad tracks.
All railroad
I hate it. I look, my last house in Puyallup was by a railroad track. Like, anytime you have to go to the other side of town, dude, I always got caught by that train. I hated that damn train, dude.
Man,
I was just like,
wait, that's one of the benefits of having so many train tracks is the fact that a lot of them are used at different times. So it's not so bad.
You can always like, get around it.
Whenever I got off work and I had to like go across to the other side of town, I have to go through the train tracks, and there's always a train right around that time, and I'm like, I hate this effing train.
This is why you understand where the bridges are that have the train go over them.
No, so in my town there wasn't any over. There was no bridges.
There's plenty of those.
No. You just drive over the tracks. You're right. You get effed. You have to wait.
Well, the other thing is a lot of towns, including my town, have gone to silent crossings now. So they're built in such a way that cars can't get around them because they have really high like median curbs and things like that. So yeah, if somebody wants to go through the gate, sure, nothing can stop you there. But the gate's pretty obvious. If you're dumb enough to go through the gate, well, then a train honking its horn isn't going to stop you. So yeah, we used to have trains honking through our town, when we first moved here, and now there's nothing. The thing is, though, if you hear a train honk, you're like, oh shit, what's going on? Because at that point something's on the tracks, or a vehicle, a person, an animal, whatever, but something's on the tracks.
To hold my beer and watch this moment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've had some not so good moments in the town with the train. You're going to have that in anywhere actually over time. We've lived here for actually, yeah, it was beginning of July, end of June was we bought this house 30 years ago. We've been living here for 30 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So we love the house.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, same neighbor that we've had for 30 years. I think everybody else though has changed, but the person that lives, we're looking at our house, the person on the left of us. In fact, actually, Sunflower Mom is a pretty good person. So they asked her to water the flowers and do things like that every so often, take care of the packages, whatever, when they're on vacation. And they wrote a very nice note when they came back. That was really sweet. So
Hawk, I got to ask, what is that YouTube plaque on the wall behind you there?
So when I started my own hosting company, one of my very first clients, his name is Austin, and Austin got me when I hit my first 1,000 subscribers, he sent that to me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a gift from one of my first clients. It's a company that actually verifies it too. It's not like you can have it made. They actually have to go on your channel and they have to verify it, and they send you like this thing. But it was nice of him. Yeah, he sent it to me when I hit my first 1,000. I had it up at the warehouse. So yeah,
it's pretty cool how with the lights around it.
Yeah,
really nice
it was actually her idea to put it there, and I actually have something behind it. Like, look, I have something behind it because if I lay it flat on the wall, it's going to show my screen here and it's going to reflect.
Oh wow!
So I have it tilted. I have it tilted up just a little bit like that.
By the way, Mr. Geek of All Trades, they do have a Switch, and I put it in the SNL Discord chat.
Here.
Excellent. Because are you when you're searching for houses, Goat, are you looking like specifically to see which houses have fiber available to them and which ones don't?
Not really. I mean, if we see a house that we like, I've been looking at like ISPs in the area, just in the general area, the couple of towns that we've been looking at, and same with the power companies, just getting an idea of what the power cost is. And I'm not going to be able to mine out there. I mean, if I bring my solar with, I'll probably do the chump change route and go out there and turn it on when the sun comes up and turn it off when the sun goes down, kind of thing, like I've been doing lately. But yeah,
I'm telling you, variable rate, man. You're going to be in Northern Illinois. You're going to be in the ComEd area. I'm telling you. Right now, it's not favorable because of kind of timing issues with some of the taxing things that change all the time. It's sometimes very favorable, sometimes not favorable because of anyway. It's kind of like a delayed tax. So the price goes up because of what happened prior. And right now we're dealing with all the stuff that was going on earlier in the year, and that's why it's higher now. But it'll go down. It's actually planned. They already know how much it's going to go down. It's already going to go down a little bit.
No bathroom breaks.
But
I have to respond to DJ because he said, "Hold the baby's neck. Hold the baby's head up." When I lay him on his chest, he holds his own head up. He moves his body. It's not his neck. So the tummy time that we when we lay him down, he actually sits up and he holds his neck up like this. And he's been doing it since after a few weeks, he started to do it on his own. It was very strange. When I asked the doctor, she goes, some kids do it right away and they can hold it and some kids can't. He goes, so don't be surprised after a month or so that he holds his head up. And he does hold his head up. That's why I put him up here. I just hold him so he doesn't fall off because he wobbles. So, but yeah, no,
he's time to go find a job.
Yeah, as soon as he's walking, he's gonna start mowing the lawn.
That's right. Just keep receipts. And they go to move out, say, you owe me $2.4 million. You better start mowing that lawn.
Right. Nerd Beast, I agree, man. Definitely. If you have the crypto to do that, dude, definitely don't take it out of pocket, man. If you have some crypto to sell, to do it. That's what I would do, 100%. Anyway, yeah.
Patrick Murphy.
I had to answer that.
Sunflower Mama's a pretty good person.
I have this for Sunflower Mama, by the way, today. So.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, no, she knows that I understate it all the time. She knows I think she's pretty terrific. Anyway, Homeless Miner said, I seen on the news that house blown to pieces in Chicago. I actually haven't seen that. I haven't been watching the news, so I have no idea.
BCA Raid, what's up, guys? Thank you for joining.
Oh, yep. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Let's see. And then Bacon Eggs and Hash said, that's a good feeling being rooted in your neighborhood for that long. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we don't plan on going anywhere. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting because I was like, I know that I can get 10 gig Ethernet. It's just like super damn expensive and way overkill for what I need. I don't need anything that dramatic. Just
well, so I want 10 gig in the house, you know. So if I'm transferring data from my main machine to my server or to, you know, the workshop or, you know, whatever, I want to have that low latency, you know, fast data transfers. Now coming in, I don't really have control over that. I mean, if I can get, you know, 5 gig fiber, great, I'll do it. I'm going to get the best that I can, where I can, when I can. And if I get fiber, hopefully I'll be able to get a couple of additional IPs, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's and it's always confusing because just because it says, at least in our area, if it says that it's in the town, doesn't mean that it's at your house. It could just mean that it's in a portion of the town and you could be in a different portion.
Right.
Of that.
Yeah.
That's the way I have it with AT&T right now. AT&T has fiber in our town and they're not expanding any further. They've reached their quota.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you were saying. That sucks.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that it was for general voltage? You didn't throw your name out there like that?
I didn't say that, but that usually doesn't go over very well when you come across as magnanimous as that. Customer service people don't usually appreciate that.
You know who I am? You don't say that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that never goes over well.
I'm Red Panda fucking mining, okay?
You know
and I
who
will have it done in my house now. I will shut this shit down. DJ did that. Awesome. That was so funny last night. He was talking about mining disrupt. He's like, could you imagine if Red Panda walked up and they didn't let him in? If I was him, I'd be like, yo, I'm Red fucking Panda mining, bro. Let me in. I'll fucking tweet and have this whole convention shut down. Oh, it's pretty funny.
Hawk, how was your week?
Week? Well, my sister surprised me with her kids. Her family showed up. So I was going to do Hawk Talk on Thursday, but canceled it because I was going out to dinner. And I pretty much spent all week with them, really. And then they left today. Just not much. I've been running, actually. Mr. Financial Failure sent me his KS0. It's right there. And I've started running it on, let's see. The payouts are insane right now. I started running it on the 5th to today, and I've made a total of 5,500 Caspa. And it's a lot. So, Mr. Financial Failure, I appreciate you. He's allowing me to mine to my wallet. And I'm going to do a video on it and send it back. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Financial Failure, go check it out. But anyway, it's been good. I have a couple CPU rigs here I got to build. And then I did the trade with Matt Electron. So I'll have a total of 7 catching up to Rabid. So that's, but yeah.
You got a long ways to go.
Hey, man, it's one step in the right direction.
That's the only thing that was hard for me. I built one and then I was just like, this is just from a scalability standpoint, you always have to just rebuild a whole nother rig if you want another CPU. So it's just,
well, I'm making a little bit of an investment. Like I'm going to invest in like the higher end CPUs, I think, because then I could always repurpose them if something happens or sell them or make a gaming computer if I have GPUs laying around. All you have to do is just buy just the case and that's it, right? So
which Ryzen did you get recently? You got another CPU, didn't you?
So the one I got from Nerd Gears was the 1700, which does like 20 mega hash on Varus for the 1700. But recently, well, I have the box here that he sent me, so I can I'll see what exactly he sent me. But I did order another. Was it a 3900X? Hold on a second. I'll tell you right now. I think it's a 3900 I ordered. Me and Max were talking about it because they raised the right here 3900X Ryzen 9 3900X. I got that for $390. So
Wow.
that's the next one I'm adding.
Those are still going for that much, man. That's crazy.
Wow.
Those things have
well,
really held their value.
I got a 5950X from Micro Center, open box, but it hadn't been opened. It was creased, like a little bit of creases on it. That's it, but it still had the seal intact for $357.
Wow.
I was the interesting thing about it is I was ready to pull the trigger on a 5900 for 290, basically 290, and Amazon raised the price like to 420.
Yeah, overnight or like
it was like 3 hours. It wasn't even overnight. It was like the next 3 hours. I was like, what the hell happened to the price? And so then I looked and I'm like, well, the 5950X was like 430, only like $10 more at that point. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll get that. But after the next couple hours after that had gone up to over $700.
Yeah, that's crazy
on Amazon. Now their resellers were still lower, but it took longer to get, and I was like, those will probably be there. And so anyway, I wasn't really too worried about it at that point. I'm like, I don't know. So then I'm like, let me check out Micro Center again. And I just happened to look, and I'm like, they had two 5950Xs that were open box. I was like, for $357. I was like, all over that.
Yeah.
I was so happy with that.
Micro Center's got they're opening one in Miami actually, which is pretty cool. So we'll have one here, but they're doing a deal now. They got their own exclusive Ryzen CPU. I think it's
the 5600X 3D.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's pretty much just the 5600 just with the 3D Vcache stacking technology on it.
Was it 96 meg? Was it 96 megs or something you said?
I think total cache over the whole thing is 99 total.
99. Wow, that's a lot. So yeah, I think it's sorry, Ken, go ahead.
So like the 3D Vcache doesn't like make it like faster. It actually just helps with the latency, right? Between everything. I'm curious though to see how it performs though on CPU mining. I think it's like they have a deal right now, Micro Center. I think a motherboard, RAM, and the CPU for $300, like $329.
There are some incredible.
Oh, does he have one?
Okay, I want to know how much.
5900. I got this for $160 off Facebook.
What?
For a 5900.
There's deals. You saw you saw that deal I got for the 7900. There's deals, bro. I got 7900 for $200.
Okay,
yeah.
So
like there's deals.
Insane.
Okay, so
That's insane.
So wait, you paid $390 for the 3900.
There was no deals. I looked on Facebook Marketplace.
No. I'm just saying though. Did you ever think about considering changing like platforms, right? Because like I could pick up a first gen Epic motherboard and a first gen Epic brand new for $280, right? Like $300 shipped to me. You'd still have to buy the RAM, but
so what
I'm getting way more cores than you do.
Right. So I spoke to Retro Mike about this. Me and him were talking, and he says, "Look, I'm gonna be real with you. Don't waste your money on the Epics. You can get one; they're great and they'll mine pretty good. But if you're gonna do it, get a Threadripper." So
right, but you're gonna spend
like,
more money.
Well, yeah. Right. Of course, it's more money. But he says, and he made a good point because we were talking back and forth, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it was something like, a Threadripper will hold its value a lot longer. He says because the Epics are always constantly moving up. He goes, I would stay with the Threadripper. So if you're gonna mine, those Threadrippers are crazy on mining with those. So that's
and I mean Threadrippers are more like prosumer series,
right,
like for gaming and rendering and mining and things like that, where Epics are like server architecture. So they're going to be more core intensive, like produce a lot more cores that you can virtualize and get more VMs on a host kind of thing. Whereas a Threadripper is going to be geared more towards, gaming horsepower, right?
Right.
Well, I do believe they actually, I don't think they're making Threadrippers anymore.
So I was just going to say that. I don't think they are.
They're not continuing.
The Ryzens have gotten so good that they're like, well, it kind of brings the two. There isn't as much room in the middle anymore.
Right. It's either you're getting a Ryzen, a desktop series, or you're getting an Epic series. Is what it's going to be. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Intels. You know, you got the Core and you got the Xeon.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just taking it slow, man. Like I'm not spending a lot of money to do this. So it's like, all right, cool. Like I traded some GPUs that were just sitting around doing nothing. They weren't even cases. I sold a couple. It's paying for it. I'm just kind of rolling it into another thing, diversifying a little bit. So, and then if I ever upgrade, I got a 7950X 3D right here. I'd really decide to upgrade. So, you know, I wonder, can I throw a Threadripper in this motherboard? No, I have to get a different motherboard.
Different socket.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I can still upgrade it later. It doesn't matter. So all this stuff lasts a long time. I still see people. There's deals on Facebook and where did I get OfferUp? There's people selling all kinds of stuff, man. Like
OfferUp's a good one.
You can always see the cool thing about those platforms is you can always haggle the people down. You know what I mean? If they're like $200, you don't have to give them $200.
No, I haggle them hard, dude. The dude that bought that 7900 had it up for like 325. I'm like, look, man, I got 200 cash right now. I drive to you. I'll come pick it up. He's like, oh, I need the money. No one else is biting. I was like, it was a complete shot in the dark. What's he going to say? No, it's like the worst thing he's going to say. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. Like
exactly.
That's usually how it happens, right? If people really want to sell it and you're like, okay, it's like 350. All right, I'll give you like 175. And they're either going to say, no, you're lowballing me, or they're going to be like, man, I really need the money. So I'll just take the offer because nobody else has hit me up about the, whatever the heck I'm trying to sell. So,
well, that's how I got the NAS, the Synology that I just picked up. I got it on eBay for like $50 shipped.
Right.
And they had it listed for, I think, 200 or 180, but it didn't have any of the drive caddies. It doesn't have I don't give a shit. It works. I 3D printed the drive caddy and it works just fine. Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of 3D printers, man, I got the new Creality K1 that recently came out.
Sick. That thing is fucking sick.
Dude, that thing is so awesome, man. I printed out all the test stuff. Like I did the Benchy, the little boat, and it took like literally 15 minutes. Like you come back in like 3 minutes and it's like already like a third of the way up. You know what I mean? Like compared to like regular printers. So right now I have all the other 3 Enders I did have. They're underneath my bench right now, just as like backups, or like, once I open up the print shop, maybe if I need to like get, more in. But this thing is going to print at least 4 to 5, even 10 times faster, depending upon, your slicer settings, right? Than regular 3D printers.
Yeah, I'd like to see you do some of those benchmark prints. Like, have you seen the ones where it's a print in place like thing? It's like a bearing, right? And it's got these little wheels on them, and each of the wheels has like a number that'll tell you essentially the distance between the little wheel piece in the middle that's supposed to spin and the outside. So it's like, a 1/10 of a millimeter, a 20th of a millimeter, 30th, and whatever. And it goes around, and you just print it in place, pull it off the thing. And if you can turn it, the more down the line you turn it, the more dialed in your printer is and more precise that it is. I'll send you some STLs.
Right. I printed a jointed cat, right? Because that was one of the test pieces. And I'm just gonna say, hey, all I did was take it out of the box and put the filament in it, right? That it came with, right? Just their test hyper filament, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't, and it just tuned itself. It raised, lowered the bed, moved it did all the thing for like 20 minutes, right? Doing the first adjustment. And then after that, I haven't touched a single thing on that printer, right? It's just, it has a magnetic bed that I wipe down with some rubbing alcohol, right? To get off any kind of machined, finished, stuff on there. Right. Other than that, though, dude, that thing printed the jointed cat perfect. Wow. All the joints independently move and everything.
That's awesome.
Dude,
great.
It is insane.
Max, I think that they raised the price. Gaming with Smokey Dan made a point. I think like a week before like their Prime Day, they just they sneak a raise on the prices so that when they lower them, they're selling them for what they lowered them. You know what I mean?
I thought of that.
It's a scam.
I guess we'll find out if that's what happens. But the other thing somebody had mentioned to me was that evidently there were some rumors about China blocking some key materials from Taiwan.
So yeah, that's made the news. Yeah, that did.
Yeah, so that was the other thing that people were thinking might have been what was going on.
Scott Sheffield said he got 2 Epix 7551s with the motherboard, 8 sticks of RAM for $600.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's actually a pretty good deal, man.
Oh, he has dual epics as well. Yeah,
Dual epics, right.
I do have that same epic, right? The 7551, and I got it for 140, I think, brand new.
I think I should look at that. Maybe I'll
which you need to be careful. You need to make sure it's not vendor locked or anything like that, right? Because then it won't just work with just any super micro or any kind of motherboard. So you need to be a little more careful when you're buying the epics.
I think there's a way around that.
I didn't have to do that because Hugo helped me with it. He's like, hey, you need to look for these CPUs, and I'm like, okay, cool, because I've never shopped for epics, right? That was always like way out of my price realm until all these new generations coming out. Now the first gen epics are like stupid affordable right now, right? Because everybody's phasing out of them.
Yeah, they're all coming out of China too. Like if you go on eBay, they've got epics, like first, second gen epics that are just dirt cheap, and they're all from China. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe there's some large data centers over there that did refreshes and put new equipment in place, and they're selling all the old shit. But a lot of stuff is coming out of China right now. Yeah. That's those epic CPUs.
Well, I might have to make a purchase on one of them then, because if they're deals, then I can only imagine the bull one, they might go up.
Now, I didn't buy a China one because those do come. I've seen them that came with the motherboard and the CPU, which is good to me, right? Because you want to make sure it's matched.
Yeah.
If it is some kind of a vendor lock, right? So I didn't buy one of those, but I mean, yeah, that'd be cool to see like what kind of condition it comes in and stuff like that. You'll need to buy a cooler though, for sure, because I don't think they come with coolers.
Yeah. So Hawk Retro Mike said they make dual socket Threadripper boards now.
Oh wow.
Oh, we got to do that, man. I got to look. I don't know if I want to spend a few thousand on a CPU though. I mean, I can't find them cheaper.
If you do that, you need to make it like a custom loop for that. It's the only way to do it.
Nah, bro, I'm not getting crazy, man. If I could spend, $4 or $5 pushing $600 per CPU rig, that's fine with me, bro. Like, I'm good with that. I'm not going in thousands on it when it's, I'm still learning it and we don't know where it's going. I'm gonna ease my way into it, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I got this Ryzen to put in my server. I'm not going to mine with it. I'm actually going to use it for virtual machines and containers. And I got such a good deal on it that I splurged and got 64 gigs of DDR4 for it as well. That'll be here Monday. So nice. I'm going to put that together sometime next week, and I'm going to do a VM versus container for that Flux node. Like I just built a Flux node in a container, did a video of it. Just came out today, but I'm gonna see what kind of resource usage is one versus the other.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Right.
Let's do this unboxing.
Well, hang on, I'm gonna share something real quick. Give me a second.
Yes, he got hawked again. That was like the second time he was hawked tonight.
There we go. Okay, so if anybody lives near a Micro Center, I will tell you this was very tempting.
$300 off almost.
Are crazy, absolutely crazy combo deals. So a regular Ryzen 9 7900X is like just over $400. You can get your RAM 32. Is it 32 gigs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
32 gigs of RAM and a motherboard for less than $150 more. It's like $140 for the two of them. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
it really made me think, oh, okay, I'm getting this 5950X, but is this the time to make the change? But I was like, nah, it'll just be easier to, or at least what I thought was going to be easier to upgrade. I'll go through that after he does the unboxing about my crazy upgrade experience. All right, go ahead, Hawk.
Sage is all yours, Hawk.
Okay. All right. So, some lovely pink foam. It's great. I reuse it. This was pretty cool. Let's see. A 3D printed Hawk something.
Oh, yeah. Nice. It's like a little sign.
Yeah, pretty dope.
Hey, you can paint it yourself.
It's a lithophane. You put light behind it and it creates the shadows.
Oh, no shit. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, that's pretty dope. Oh, cool. All right.
Cool.
What is this?
Oh, don't paint it.
Don't paint it.
Is that a rubber band gun?
He put British gun control.
Yeah, it's a rubber band gun.
That's awesome. 3D printed. That's fantastic.
That is sick. Oh my god, that's awesome. What else we got? All right. So he did send me. Let's see here. So, all right, hold on. Let me move my British gun control weapon. That over here. Let's
Yeah,
see
better
here.
put the safety on that thing.
Yeah, watch out, right?
That's what the blue tape was for.
So, I think this is already set up, but we're gonna see. So, wow, he wrapped it up pretty good, man. Shout out to Mr. Matt Electron. All right, let's see. So this is a B450M, right? So, all right, cool. We all know that. All right, sweet.
It's an ASRock. That's his favorite
Is
AMD
it?
brand. Yeah.
So it looks like he gave me
Pico power supply.
Yep.
It's a for a Pico. It's a Pico adapter.
Sweet. So we got some sticks, RAM sticks here, and the motherboard, and the CPU is in it. So all right, good. So let me see. Oh, he really went in, man. Rick, man, I have to do all this, man. Crazy. All right. So let's see. Hold on, I see you tagging me in the chat, guys. Give me a second. So this is a Ryzen 9. Oh, it's a 3900.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Nice.
Not
Very
bad.
nice.
Not bad for a trade for a 3070.
There you go.
Looks
You
like
got
he
an
gave me-
M.2 in there too.
Yeah, the M.2. Sweet. Cool. So I'm gonna set this one aside. I got another one in there. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a good trade.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. I was like, "Are you sure? Like, what's the catch?" He's like, "Yeah, no, I don't." He goes, "I'm just reevaluating and doing different things." I said, "Oh, all right, cool." So that is pretty good. Actually, if you're watching this video, I have to send out your GPU on Monday. I'm sorry, family came in town and I got distracted, but no problem. I'll get it out. So then
He's keeping everything. He's not making.
Well, hey,
good
now
on
you
his
got a
part.
box to send it back in. You know,
Yeah,
and all
right,
the wrapping
exactly.
to go with it.
yeah, exactly. Let me see. This is a tag. What do you say? This is a tag. Oh, man, really? Patrick. I said tag me, and he goes, "This is a tag." All right, so this is the cooler. I don't think we have to open this, but it's just the cooler. It looks like the other one I have. Yeah, it's like the other one I have, so it's cooler. No big deal. All right. So that's that. Got one more. I don't know what the second one is. He said he would send me two, but I wasn't sure if it was the same CPU or not, so let's find out. It might be. If it is, that'd be pretty dope.
It's gonna be another ASRock motherboard.
And
Somebody
drum roll.
doesn't like ASRock motherboards.
Drum roll.
It's an ASRock.
Well, the boxes anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, the box is.
Oh, sweet. Same setup. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the same. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, another 3900.
Nice.
Dope, man. Dope.
Sweet.
Mr. Matt Electron, dude. Thank you so much, man. He's got all the pieces. Look at this. It's like brand new. Let's see.
Who
Open
else?
it up.
Who else saves their?
I don't save shit.
What saves their motherboard box with all the
I don't
I
save
say-
shit.
Oh,
I
hell
save,
yeah!
I save all of the boxes.
Everything's saved.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Nice.
Nice.
Not
Heck
bad,
yeah.
right? Sweet.
Okay, so Hawk is the only one on the panel that doesn't save all that stuff.
I guess not.
I mean, I save it for a little while, but then after a while, like it just takes up space. Throw it out.
no, I got everything. I got all my GPU boxes. I got all my motherboard boxes.
Hell no. GPU Max, I had like 400 GPU. Why do I do all these boxes?
What a garage is for.
In a shed.
My garage. No.
Anyway, so now that he's done with that,
Wait,
So-
is there any more surprises? Hold on.
so my yeah, let me know if there's any more surprises. But in the
No, it's
meantime, I'll
just cool.
start.
Oh wait, I got a Rondi. Wait, stickers. Hold on. What do I got
Oh
here?
yeah, you gotta show the stickers.
Matt
You got the
Electron
Rondi.
keychain. I'm definitely gonna use that on
Nice.
something.
Oh, cool.
56 stickers and Rondi sticker. Although I do have a lot of Rondi stickers.
Ronnie stickers are funny.
It's just the best freaking sticker.
It is. I love Rondi stickers. So 56 got a cool one. I like this one. It's pretty dope.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think I have that
Ramen
one.
Yep. All right, that's it. We're done. All right, move on. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Anyway, so again, I told you that I got that 5950X. So, and I also knew I wanted to upgrade my drive because I was running out of space on my 1 terabit drive with games and stuff. So I'd already moved some of them off to my regular hard drive, my 2 terabit hard drive. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a Gen 4 terabyte drive, and they'd come down in price. So I ended up getting it for like $249, and really glad I did. The performance on it is amazing. Things launch faster. You can actually tell it. That people are like, oh, I won't even notice. No, if you're paying attention, you notice. StarCraft starts up really fast. That could be partially because of the 5950X. But anyway, the story is when I was upgrading my PC, a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears. Like literally a little bit of all of that.
Oh my God, Dad, get a new story. You tell all my friends the same story.
Hey, you've heard the story a number of times. Other people haven't heard it.
Okay.
Anyway,
fine.
I'll keep it short. So anyway, I'm like pulling the CPU off, wiping everything off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm in here. I better just blow it all, off with, so I got the old XP Pro, whatever that blower thing is. And, was covering up some of the fans, but I missed one of the fans and stuck my finger in it. And I didn't think anything of it, started blowing. And all of a sudden, fluid of some sort starts blowing like out of the computer on the other side of the AIO radiator. I'm like, what the hell was that? I have no idea what's going on. I'm like looking at it. I'm looking around. Did I blow the fluid out of one of the fans? Did I break the AIO and the fluid was coming out of the AIO? But like, no, it's way too dark. Finally realized that, yep, split the top of my finger open when I put my finger in the fan. Had no idea. Blood everywhere. We got white carpet. There's blood on the carpet.
Oh, you got white carpet.
Very nice.
So anyway, got that taken care of. And anyway, so I'm, put the cooler back on, no problem. I, put the stick in, go to boot it up, thing will not post. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like checking everything out. I'm removing memory. Nothing's working. It keeps saying CPU. And I said I was going to keep it short. So what I found out was if you have TPM enabled, it will not post at all. And the only way to do it is to reset CMOS. So I had tried to reset the CMOS with the jumpers, but I could tell it wasn't actually resetting because I have it set on auto on every time you turn the power supply on, that the computer goes on, and it kept doing that. So I'm like, it's not resetting because that's not the default. So I finally removed the battery and waited 5 minutes, put the battery back in, and it finally came to the point where it says TPM, you either got a problem with your TPM or you replace the CPU. I'm like, I replaced the CPU, and like, do you want to reset TPM? I said, yes, I do. And then it finally posted. So it was like that one little thing. I had no idea. I've never upgraded a computer that had TPM enabled. So that was quite the shock. And then I was having some issues. My motherboard's a little flaky, but I finally got it overclocked where it's consistently at 4 gigahertz, a little over 4 gigahertz. So, but anyway, it's running great now. I'm working on it right now, and it's nice. It's like having a brand new computer.
You literally have blood, sweat, and tears into that computer.
I did. I do. There's blood, I'm sure, still in that radiator because I tried blowing it out, but it's a little sticky. It is not going to blow all the way out. So yeah, it was literally blowing through the radiator. There was nothing left on any of the fans, at least as far as I could tell. But yeah, that's one thing I never expected. Thankfully, when it blew out the other side of the radiator, it didn't like blow so far against the far wall or onto the carpeting there. The only part I got on the carpeting was when I was walking around trying to figure out what was going on, and I'm dripping onto the carpeting from my finger. So anyway, it's that finger right there. That one.
Oh, we can't see.
Oh. Got a little you're not gonna be able to tell.
Yeah. So what did we learn about where do we put our fingers
Hey, I can't.
Yes.
I can't really say anything because I did put my finger by accident in an Octominer fan. You guys remember that?
I wasn't even going to bring that up, too. I was going to lay that to rest.
Well, I'm surprised you laid anything that happened to me to rest because I hear about it all the time.
Some of your stories are
King's
good
jokes
stories.
are some like so old. He's like, Hawk, remember that one time you stuck your finger in the Octominer fan 7 years ago?
Okay, it has not been 7 years. We haven't even known each other that
No, that's
long.
what's gonna be like 7 years, 10 years from now. We're gonna be, you know, we're on like the 11th facility with Tara. We're gonna have a beer, and he's like, "Remember you dumbass when you put your finger in one of those fucking fans?" And I'm just gonna get into a bar fight because I'm gonna get so upset that he's been saying the same goddamn joke 800 times. You don't let you live it down. Nothing. I can't do nothing. I'm just gonna hide.
Hey,
I'm gonna
it can't
pop in
be
for the
worse.
meetings, and
It
I'm gonna
can't be
hide.
worse than Chomp.
Oh, Chump is a
He holds things
perfusive
over your
ball
head.
breaker. He is a perfusive. He'll text me out of the blue. He says, "Finger still hurt." I don't know exactly what he means. Like he's a perfusive ball breaker.
Well, you know, with the thing he put on our chat today after I gave him a hard time about his video this morning.
No, I didn't even go.
I
I didn't
didn't
read
see
all
it.
the
Oh,
chat
okay.
because I was stuck at the restaurant all night. We were swamped, man, for a summer
Yeah.
night. Oh my god, a 45-minute wait at the door, and this lady's like, "This is ridiculous." I said, "What do you want me to do?" Excuse me, I'm gonna go tell him to get up.
Yeah,
Can you get up, please?
Can you all please hurry up and finish your dinner?
Karen over here is hungry.
Right, exactly.
Oh my god. Yeah, like what do you want me to do? Sometimes there's nothing I can't. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. She's like, well, you guys need more seating. I'm like, seat 300 people. How many people you want here? Like,
Should have got here earlier.
you can't say anything right. Like one time this lady walked in with a dog, right? And the service animal thing is like a questionable thing. It's a little bit of a gray area. Now in Florida, the way that we understand the law and the attorneys do is that the dog has to have a harness or paperwork to be considered a service animal. This lady walks in with her Chihuahua, just fine, and nothing on, no service dog, nothing. Did you have paperwork? She goes, no, but you can't tell me not to bring it in here. Oh my god, these arguments are awful with people because I tell them, I'm like, well, you have to have paperwork or the dog has to have a harness on it that says service animal, and they have to act as such. It's written in the law that way. They can't just be barking, licking everything. Service animals don't do that. So, yeah, she got really mad, really mad.
Why don't you just tell her to put the dog in the purse?
Because if it's not, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If someone's got an allergy to an animal and something happens and they don't have a service dog mark, I can be held liable.
Right.
And that's just not gonna. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sacrifice a chicken parmesan.
There's rules, yeah.
There's rules, man. Like now I had to put like a door. I had to put a sign on the door that said service animals require paperwork or a harness. Like I'm just like, she's like, well, she did say something to the effect of like, you're violating my constitutional rights. I'm like, okay, back up.
Okay,
It's not a constitutional right. Okay, just to get out of
not
that.
covered in the Constitution.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they don't have service
Yeah,
animals
which
written in the
amendment is there?
Constitution.
I must have
Yeah.
missed that one.
Yeah, so
exactly.
yeah, my
I didn't teach
insurance
that one
right.
in junior high.
Right. We started like I've had to implement a lot of these rules recently, like within like the last year. We haven't had a lot of instances since then. That was over a year ago, but you get these people sometimes, and it's just like, oh man, I'm sorry. Like one guy was like, comes in and he's like, oh man, I'm starving. I said, cool, you're at the right place. So he comes in and he's like, well, I need a table for two. All right, cool. It's gonna be about 25 minutes. 25 minutes? I can go to McDonald's and go through the drive-thru. I said, then go.
You should do that.
Yeah.
I said, are you serious? I'm like, did you really? I actually back up. My real reaction was, did you really just say that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, then go. I'll hold the door for you. People are just like, it just sometimes, man, like not all people. I would say like the 10%, I think is a good number. It's just like
It's less, but yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, okay, 5%. I'm just like, I was at Starbucks getting a coffee. And this lady, this poor girl is by herself because her employees, I guess, didn't show up to work. They were short. And this guy, who, what do we call male Karens? We call him Ken, right? That's what we call him. So
I don't know. I call him Corey, but anyway.
Corey, whatever. This
Karen and
Corey, okay,
Oh, that's
he's
good.
sitting there and he's going, excuse me, I've been waiting 5 minutes for my coffee. This is ridiculous. And I went like this. I was standing next to him, Max. God strike me dead. I'm standing next to him and I went, God, please. Give me the strength not to put this guy's face through the coffee grinder. Please. Please. And I'm praying out loud. He looks at me. He goes, "What'd you say?" I said, "Sir, you work in the service industry?" He goes, "No, I don't, but this is ridiculous." I said, "Look, this lady's by herself. She's handling this section, and they got one other person doing the drive-through. Cut him a break." He's like, "Well, you just, what are you, Mr. Robin Hood? You stick up for people?" I said, "Okay, here's what I'm going to do for you. You can leave like a gentleman and not cause a problem, or I'm going to take your head, I'm going to shove it in that coffee grinder, and you're going to go out of here looking like you have straight acne. So what do you want to do?" He looked at me, he went, "Whatever." He walked away. I just don't like, here's the moral of the story. I just don't like people fucking with people. Like, you could see that they're struggling. Leave them alone. And I gave the girl a tip. I felt bad. But like, I can rant about people forever, man. I just like some people, man. I hate that. I hate that. I don't pick on, you want to, he's this big, she's this big.
Right.
Well, pick on someone your own size. Talk to me like that. And let's then we'll see how far you get.
But here's the thing. Again, I've been in the service industry and know what it's like, especially when you're young. And I can still remember I was a lifeguard and it was Adult Swim. And yeah, I was in the pool like on break and parents had their kid in the pool. I said, "Sorry, ma'am, you need to have your kid out of the pool. It's Adult Swim, safety break. They need to be out of the pool." And she's like, "You can't." And she just like gets in my face in the pool. I'm like, "Ma'am," and I just kept repeating, "Sorry, ma'am, the kid's got to be out of the pool." Just kept repeating myself until the kid was out of the pool. I said, "Thank you, your kid's out of the pool. I appreciate it." And I walked away as she is just yammering away.
But you know what the best part?
Now, here's the thing.
Go ahead. Sorry.
This is the thing, is that yes, exactly what you just did for that young lady, people did for me.
Right.
Said, if you need, that woman was completely out of line. Like 5 people came up because I went into the office just to kind of chill out, just to like, I was just so angry, I was shaking, and 5 people walk up going, "That was ridiculous. You are completely in the right." That's where you see who the good people are and who aren't, is when people stick up, and that's what I see more of than anything. Then yes, there's going to be one asshole, but there's always 2 or 3 people that are willing to stick. Now they might not do what you did, but after the person leaves, they'll chime in and say, "Hey, you did the right thing. Sorry you had to go through that," whatever. They may not get involved, but at least they will support the person.
I just don't like bullies, man. That's just what it comes down to. When I was a cop, I would get these calls from restaurants all the time, like Ruth Chris and all this other stuff. And I would show up, and then the waitress would come up. Like, she was like, she'll come up crying. She's like, "This guy's being very mean. He won't pay the check. The manager is too afraid to go there." So I would go, and I'm a character. So I would walk up to the table, and I would sit down at the table with them in uniform. And I would say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Officer Mike. Nice to meet you. So you going to pay your check tonight, or am I going to have to drag you out in front of your family?" "Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Here you go." That's what I thought. It's just like I don't like bullies. I will handcuff you in front of an entire restaurant if you give me a hard time. Like, that is, and if you want to play that game, right? If you want to be, always give people a chance. Always give people a chance to do the right thing, because sometimes people make mistakes. They get hot, they get angry, they had a bad day. You got to give people a chance. So you give them a chance. 9 times out of 10, it always works. Always be respectful too. Like, if a man has got a lady friend with him, like, I get close to him in his ear. I said, "Look, man, I don't want to embarrass you in front of your lady. So we can go outside, we can be gentlemen, or we can do this right here. So what do you want to do?" 9 times out of 10, they walk outside because they don't want to be embarrassed. Mm-hmm. It's not just me. It's 5 other cops that are going to show up too if there's a problem. Then it becomes a thing. Anyway, I just don't like bullies, man. I just don't like bullies at all. Pick on someone your own size. Anyway, moral of the story.
Sorry, Sunflower Mama just chimed in from the back on. "Are you guys going to talk about crypto?"
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an interview with the Flux dev tomorrow afternoon. There you go.
Oh, nice.
With one of their devs about the recent ports that they've now opened or going to open, the 1 through 65,000. So they did request that it be recorded, that it's not live, and that they have the questions ahead of time. So
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because actually so I had a problem with one of my nodes. It rebooting it didn't help. Don't know exactly what happened to it. I ended up having to do a PM2 restart Flux.
Okay.
Something.
Yeah.
It was restart Flux was the command. And once it did that, it was fine. So not really sure what happened. Nobody could really explain it, but it did fix it. But I did learn that there is a command, a Linux command that will show you all of the ports that are open. And I can tell you that on your router. And I can tell you that the number of ports that were open were not that dramatic. I mean, it was a long list because I got 8 nodes, but it was not that dramatic. So they haven't opened up the ports yet.
Not yet, but what so I mean, like, Geek is like kind of in this industry, right? And I've obviously learned a lot more. The thing is though is people's networking gear at home, right, is not designed for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting into like enterprise level of stuff. It's
right.
The guy's Comcast router is not designed to stop these kinds of attacks.
Well, I could have told you that the Comcast router isn't designed to do even the basic of multiple nodes.
No, right. So but this is my thing though, is they're trying to. I understand what they're trying to do, and like I understand both sides. Where this is like, okay, Flux wants to take on like AWS and Azure, right? And they got to offer these enterprise solutions, but at the same time, if people can't participate, and you're having people host Flux nodes on AWS or Hetzner or other places, then why are we doing it in the first place? Then, right?
That really defeats the purpose.
That defeats the purpose, right? So. I think there's a better way of doing it. Obviously I'm not a developer. Thank you, Luke Skywalker. I don't know. I'm not a developer, so I don't know how to do it. But I just know from a networking perspective that it's super dangerous. You know what I mean? You're pretty much telling when you open all those ports to send all the traffic from any of these ports to, like, say this is your Flux node, to this node right here. It's all just going to go right in. And network security, like on, like, I'm not trying to like bash your TP-Link Max or anything like that, but Nighthawks, Linksys, like home consumer routers, they don't have those protections as enterprise routers do. You don't get that full customizability, right? So, which is why I was thinking of like doing like a pre-configured MikroTik for people, right? Eventually, if I could think of a way to make it kind of hands off. That's a long project down the road, so it's going to take a lot of time and trial and error. But
yeah, I've been kind of thinking about like how, I mean, wouldn't a VLAN at least provide a little bit of protection?
Well, so what the VLAN though is the VLAN still has a gateway, which still gives them access to your router.
Oh, okay.
So you're still going to have that. So the cool thing is like with MikroTik, right? I can turn off SSH. I could turn all of those things off. And I can also, and you can also whitelist specific addresses too. So like if it's from anybody random in the internet, you could say to have the packet dropped. So with this kind of level of networking stuff, you could definitely harden your router and your network security versus like, I'm just going to use this again because I like saying TP-Link, but a TP-Link you buy from Best Buy. All right. It's not going to have, they don't build those features because most people who are going to Best Buy or whatever, right? They're not doing, they're not trying to set these things up. They're trying to play like, video games and stream and watch their Netflix, right? They're not trying to run containers across the world, right? You know what I mean? And like have all their ports open and be like a semi provider. That's not what they're designed for. So, I had a lot of questions for him. Like one of my questions was like, with the network security, have they done a network security audit? And I think that if they have, right, I think that node operators should be able to see that because that way they can make an informed decision if they want to continue to support their network, right, with their networking gear that they have at home, right? That's going to impact their decision. So we'll see what the answers are. So I'm supposed to meet with him tomorrow afternoon, early evening. So
this Hawk has security if you need it.
Yeah, Hawk's the firewall. He's the
Yeah.
firewall.
I'm that firewall, baby. Come on in.
Well, anyway, regarding nodes,
Hit
actually,
myself in the head.
with
Gotta
this,
clip
with
that. Clip that. That was good. I was like this. I went click on the headphones.
Actually, one of the things I did today, because I was like working with some guys, and by the way, if you guys ever have problems with nodes going into support channel on the Flux Discord, they're really, really helpful. They you know, they could be like, oh, seriously, another one of these questions? No, they will help the beginner, they'll help the advanced person, all the same way. So yeah, totally kudos to them. They're awesome. One of the guys, ZMax, had basically suggested, hey, do you have static or not? I'm like, well, I've got a reservation on the router. And he's like, that's not the same thing. So then I started and he basically said, do it this way. He basically went through and actually gave me a link of how to do it. And so then I started looking at it. I'm like, yeah, if you're DHCP, provider or that part of that service within the router or whatever is down, that's one of the reasons why your actual node could go down. So I was kind of like, maybe that's what's happening in the router. I don't know. But so I actually changed 3, and I'm going to do a 4th one, but I'm going to do a video on changing it, the process that it takes to actually change it on a node within Linux. So but yeah, I changed 3 of them, and I'm going to do 4 and 4, and then I'm going to do kind of a comparison to see, okay, when these things go down, is it the ones that are static, or is it the ones that are dynamic that are going down, to see if it makes any difference. So, but anyway, that was kind of interesting today. I did all kinds of stuff today. Updated my wife's computer, turned on TMP actually on her computer. Got her to finally be able to print, updated her print driver so she could do that. Actually last night, interestingly enough, so have you guys seen that Flux has been kind of having a push on folding at home? Yeah, so they last month had done a push where they put 5,000 instances on their Flux network of folding at home. And we're like, hey, if anybody wants to join us. So I started that actually last night, started it up. I can see that I've done it. I can see the 3 instances when you start one of these up, you get 3 instances, so 3 cores, but I can't see myself on the folding at home network yet, unfortunately. So I'm not sure how long it takes to actually get enough points and, work units in order till you actually show up on their network. But, looking forward to that. It literally costs less than $1 to do for a month. So I thought, what the heck? So it's like 1.91 Flux to actually do it. So it's like around 80 cents or so in order to do it.
You guys see this new coin that just came out? It's called Reverse the Bitcoin.
No.
Oh my God. It's just like, it's getting funny now.
Reverse the Bitcoin.
We are thrilled to announce the launch of the highly anticipated reversed Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. I remember hearing
highly
about
anticipated. This. Okay, then. Well, then we better listen.
No, watch out. Well, I don't even know what is this. I'm afraid to go to the website.
Have you guys seen this? Let me spotlight that. Top BINANCE executives exit over CEO's response to DOJ investigation. There's like a number of guys that have actually left the company. Their general counsel, their chief strategy officer, their senior vice presidents for compliance.
They about to do Quan his ass. They jumping ship. Finance about to go down, baby. Yo Street in a Range Rover. That's what's about to happen.
I'm kind of wondering if Binance is going to go down.
It may be restructured is the better word to use.
Maybe. They do have a lot of political clout, so not really sure how far it'll necessarily go, because a lot of people would lose a lot of money if it did completely go down. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think that's the sleeper. Everybody's looking at Coinbase because they're fighting back. But I think Binance is going, yeah, Coinbase, be louder than us so that we can hopefully, fade away into the background. So
Crypto Frank, what's up, Crypto Frank? He said, I made the live stream. You guys see the new AI ability. Mellon University developed a deep neural network to digitally map human bodies when in the presence of Wi-Fi signals. What? I mean, we all look the same on the inside. I mean, I don't know if it's really going to mean anything. You'll find out. Poor Rival said something funny. When the lawyer is running, it's time to get out. I agree, bro. 100%.
It's a good way to put it.
Chili, he's my song friend. He always finishes the songs that I start. Thank you. Appreciate it. Deuces. So, yeah, this is an awesome crypto show.
Yeah, we talked so much about crypto.
Yeah.
I mean,
we did.
But okay. In the bull run, we'll have plenty to talk about because we'll be arguing about profitability and what's better and all this other stuff. But now it's like it's a little hard, man. Like it's hard to come
Somebody
up with
just mentioned that Dynex is at an all-time high.
They were going to hit their all-time high, I think he said, and then there was resistance. I think that's what DJ said. He said almost hit halt. Yeah, DJ said almost hit all-time high on Dynex, was rejected at 39 cents.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, now it's back down to 38.4 or so.
It was for the spot robot dog with mounted machine gun to be able to see through walls while looking for humans at Nerd Beast. Oh man, I'm telling you, they keep making stupid inventions. Okay, there's gonna be some stupid laws that come with it. Okay, like
did you see that video of the Boston Dynamics dog they put an AR on, a full auto?
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
No.
I think that's what he's talking about too.
No, but I saw the one where the Boston Dynamics robot was like jumping, doing parkour, grabbing bags. I was like, are you kidding? I'm like, come on, no way. Right? And it's so funny because when I was a kid, when we were kids and sorry, Max. When you took us to Disney when we were little, we looked at all the animatronics, like, and they were like very like, like they would stop and like they would glitch out. It looked like they're glitching, but they just sucked. Right? I went recently and we took my niece to go see the Little Mermaid. I don't know, I forgot what the octopus lady was called.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That thing was a machine and it was real.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. It was like, I'm gonna get your ass. Like it was like she was like moving around like all fluid. I was like, yo, like I said, can we go back one more time around? She's like, yeah. So we went back in the line and it was like moving like for real, like Johnny Depp. Jack Sparrow on Pirates of the Caribbean, you would think he's a real person. Dude gets up, walks around.
Wow.
And I'm just like, are you serious right now? Like, so when I saw the Boston Dynamics robot, I was like, that's insane. But then I'm like, you know what? Disney, the robots at Disney look so realistic. Like you don't even need a screen anymore. Like you don't have to show like a cartoon. The robots are so real. It's crazy. The only ride there that was bad is just, it's a small world. Those things have been running since the 60s. But other than that, it was dope.
That one will get an earworm in your ear that will never.
It's a small world.
Stop. I will remove you from the stream.
It's bad. It is bad because you sat there and you're just like, and then when you get stuck, you ever get stuck on a small world? Like,
yes,
you wait for like, oh my God, man, it is awful. And then like half the robots are all jacked up and it's just my world after all. Like, and it's just like they're all jacked up. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, we got stuck on it because they have one at Disneyland as well. At least back then they did.
It is true. Sorry, go ahead.
And then, we got stuck on it. My mom was about ready to lose her shit.
The Gaming with Smokey Dan, it's actually true. Johnny Depp actually did go on Pirates of the Caribbean. And
Caribbean.
Whatever. And hold tomato.
No, so, if you listen to anybody say what the name of that movie is, it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Fine. Yes. Anyway. I'll settle. So they took the animatronic out
and they put him there, and people couldn't tell the difference. And then he would like get close to the boats, and they would realize that it's really him, and people would freak out. You can look it up on YouTube; it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw that. It's funny.
It is pretty funny.
That was a good one.
That's funny. Alrighty, well, we have been going, for about an hour and a half, a little bit short. If anybody else has any additional questions? We did talk about crypto. Just complaining we didn't talk about crypto enough.
Give me something to talk about.
We talked about Dynex. We talked about what was happening with Binance.
Yeah.
Talked about your unboxing of CPU miners that you're going to mine with Varus.
Hopefully don't burn up. Yeah.
DJ Mines on his stream was complaining that I wasn't there last night, that he was getting his butt whooped.
Hey, it's hard, man. Last night it was me, DJ, Panda, and King. 4v4, like we're doing the matchmaking on the StarCraft.
Right.
We kept getting Grandmasters.
It's not matchmaking. It's not matching by
kept
skill.
getting,
It's just finding four random
dude, it
people.
was crazy. We kept getting Grandmasters and like Diamond League players. And DJ was like, what the fuck? Like DJ is like, I can't beat DJ's hands down probably the best StarCraft player in our group. And he was getting wrecked. And if he got wrecked, we followed. So yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, there's only one, or I'm trying to remember who it is. There's one other guy that plays with us, and he's really good too.
Sketchy is good.
Sketchy's good.
Sketchy Steel Cyclone was awesome. That guy Steel Cyclone. Oh, dude, he was like I played with me, him, Panda, DJ. The Pran is good too now.
Depran's definitely a lot better.
Mr. Iowa
he's not DJ
mining.
Info yet.
Nah, but he'll get you. He'll get you. 100.
Oh yeah, you leave him alone, forget it.
So Pro Rival says, seems strange that BlackRock and Fidelity has to be approved to start an exchange. I think they missed something though on that. If we're going to touch on that real quick, because I know the he mentioned the ETFs. Yeah. I think they missed something in their filing, and they just told them to refile, and they refiled. So something was wrong with their filing. But
they basically said that now it's very interesting. You have Coinbase that's being sued by the SEC, but the two companies that are refiling their ETFs are actually subscribing to a Coinbase service that basically monitors them to make sure that they're not manipulating the market. It's like, okay, man, how weird is that? The company that's getting sued by the SEC is actually going to have an ETF approved because the company that they're suing is actually going to manage to make sure that they're not manipulating the market. That's just
but
bizarre.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they can come in with as much manipulation like they do the stock market. I think they're gonna be surprised because we've heard of major purchases of Bitcoin like in the hundreds of millions before, and don't move much.
It doesn't. Yeah, it takes a lot to move.
Right.
It does, and from Bitcoin's perspective, yeah. But obviously, we all know that there's manipulation of the crypto markets. But it's really easy to manipulate the smaller coins.
Mm-hmm.
Ted says Hawk Crypto, that is what they were missing was the Overwatch by a company like Coinbase. Yeah, but here's the thing though. That don't tell me that there's not a backdoor, like, because then now Coinbase gets political. Coinbase gets political. If Coinbase is going to be the Overwatch company, Coinbase has entered politics. Because now you're basically like an oversight committee, right?
Well, no. They're not an oversight committee.
No, you're like an oversight. It can get political now because then whenever there's a problem now, let's just say one of these exchanges goes belly up, they're going to point the finger at Coinbase and say, well, hey, hold on a second. Why didn't you warn us that this was happening? Why? Because they're giving Coinbase money to keep quiet. This is how the world works. Okay.
It's possible, but I suspect that Coinbase has developed an algorithm. This is not going to be monitored. It's going to be monitored by a few people, but there's going to be an algorithm that will identify when things look out of the ordinary, and then they will investigate and see whether or not there's been any shenanigans or
not. I just think honestly, this is what I think. I think it's just something to calm people a little bit. Say, oh, look, we're going to hire Coinbase to make sure that we don't scam anybody or manipulate the market. And it's going to be just another it's just a, I don't know what a facade maybe is the word I want to use. It's just another, oh yeah, we're doing this because we want to ensure we're not doing anything wrong. Man, get out of here. That's just a ploy. That's just to get people have confidence in what you're doing so they make investments with you. That's exactly what that is.
Now, what's really interesting in all this is the fact that BlackRock, the leader of BlackRock, Larry Fink, has like done a complete 180 on his belief in Bitcoin.
Right. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And so the minute BlackRock is approved and they have billions of dollars that enter the market, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens to the Bitcoin price.
Well, I just don't, right. Bacon, eggs, and hash and fully electric, 100% smoke and mirrors. I think the Coinbase thing, smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. I don't think it's going to mean anything. But we'll see. But I don't think they're going to be able to manipulate the market like they think they're going to be able to control. I mean, you can have billions of dollars. Even if you bought billions in Bitcoin, you're really going to move can you really move it that much?
The thing. I mean, by adding ETFs, you're making it a bigger market. You're self-regulating itself.
Correct.
Unless you have them, going together and manipulating as a monopoly. But that's more easily proven than manipulating all by yourself.
Right. Here's what I did read on Cointelegraph. I can find the article that we don't have enough Bitcoin miners. Actually, the network is undersized. We need to add, I think they said we have to add like somewhere like close to 40% more mining equipment if ETFs and all this stuff now and these exchanges come online, because it's going to clog up the network now. And we have those, what are those, what are they called? Ordinals? Is that what they're called?
Ordinals.
The Bitcoin NFTs or whatever. Those are going to really clog the network. So now we have, which is good for mining, right? But it's going to be bad for all the maxis are going to throw a fit, because they threw a fit when the first ordinal clogged the network. When you get all this trading and stuff going on, and then you add, the ordinals in, we're going to need more mining equipment. This article was really good. It was an opinion article. It wasn't really, but it made sense. He goes, we don't have enough mining equipment because the network difficulty is obviously going to rise.
And well, here's the thing. I didn't read the article, so there might be something else to it, but they'd have to change it. Right now, there's a block every 10 minutes.
Right.
They have plenty of miners to mine a block once every 10 minutes. Now, if they change the algorithm to be a shorter block time and somehow change it that way, that would be different. Then maybe you do need more mining equipment. But the way it is right now, once every 10 minutes, I don't get it. I don't understand why they would need more mining equipment.
Well, they said that there would need to be more equipment to come online to keep the network from being clogged again. It was all based around that ordinal talk, and then they threw in, now that the markets are opening up to, Bitcoin trading and stuff. But I'm just saying, you never know. I mean, it was actually nice to hear, because I was like, dang, what are they going to do? Like, can they really affect mining? Like, my head was just I was asking myself a bunch of questions.
Think of it this way. Remember when the fees for Ethereum were super high?
Right.
We were able to make tons of money because of it. That was nice.
It. Oh, it was
loved it. That had nothing to do with how many miners there were. Adding more miners wasn't going to change the actual amount of fees that were being charged, because the actual blockchain is what defines how much goes through it, right, not how many miners there are.
It was loaded. It was NFT projects that were pushing a lot of those fees on Ethereum.
No. It was. My point is, it had nothing to do with how many miners there were. The miners were not at any point affecting the effective throughput of the actual blockchain.
So then what was this big uprising among the maxi community when the network was clogged? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be smart. What was there was this huge uprising about the network being clogged, and block times were taking longer than 10 minutes, and it was an issue. So what's the argument there? Because if the block times are taking longer, then there's not enough mining equipment to process the. Am I wrong? I'm just asking.
Well, doesn't the hash rate difficulty take time to adjust? So if all of a sudden all of these ordinals come into play and all of this, creates a clog, if that same quantity of transactions and everything are going on for a long enough amount of time, the difficulty is going to adjust. and it just happened like boom. It didn't give it
Right.
time to adjust.
So Retro Mike
Yep.
said block times were not 10 minutes during the original craze. Some took over an hour. That's insane. That's insane. But you know, just curious.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think when they added all that, they didn't really think it through, shall we say?
They need to just leave it the fuck alone. Leave
Yeah,
Bitcoin alone.
yeah, exactly.
It's not. That's not what it's meant to do. You want to
Exactly.
monkey pictures on a blockchain. There's plenty of others out there to do it on.
Exactly. I think they're just screwing up a good thing, in my opinion.
Sounds about right.
No, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to use it on, but they're using it. They're doing it. I mean, what's his name? Crypto Craig was telling me that his profitability went up like the highest ever, you know, for like a day. He said it was insane because the fees were outrageous. He goes, I was making crazy money. I'd never seen that much money on an S19 before.
Yeah, they're saying overall, it's like they're making Bitcoin miners are making more money this year, even with the increase in difficulty, than they were last year.
Retro Mike says, but by adding it to BTC, they opened it up to every fork. Oh. So, yeah, so Taines makes a good point. Taines says block time will remain the same. One block can only hold so much data, but no matter what, it will be one block per 10 minutes. But NFTs take more data, and there is less room for the transactions.
Well, so that's interesting you mentioned that, because I know that, like, I know Ethereum's a different blockchain, but their data, then whatever that number was, like 15 million, and then the pools had kind of control of that, but worked with Ethereum to like make sure that they kept it under control. And then Ethereum said, oh, no, feel free to increase it. So by the time they went to the merge, they doubled the size of the block to like 30 million. So, I mean, maybe Bitcoin can do something like that by increasing the size of the block. But again, all that requires development, and it's open source. So who's going to do the development is the real question.
Fully Electric said, Hawk, the block rewards were up to 13 BTC.
Whoa.
Crazy. Double the block reward. That's insane. Well, more than double. What is it, 6.25 right now? Yeah, I think.
Retro Mike hitting a solo Doge block. Congrats, man.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, my brother.
Time to retire. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bacon, Eggs, and Hash is a good question. He says, what about the Lightning Network? And also, Wrapped Bitcoin is going to be on Cardano chain soon. That's interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it would affect the Lightning Network, actually. That's a good question. I should look into that. Maybe do a video on it, because there's a lot going on with BTC right now, especially now. There's a lot of what's going to happen, because listen, it's the OG, it's the foundation for crypto, proof of work, right? But can it handle it? You know what I mean? You know, why not? The Lightning Network should, I don't know. I don't know. I have to do some more research, because I know they want to beat. It's the transactional thing, but then here comes Caspa, like out of the woodwork, last year, right? I have a lot of questions. Need to do some research and reading.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see with a lot of these new coins if they manage to stay around, because
I think Caspa will.
So many.
I've been following Caspa closely. I think the jury's out on a few others. I think Caspa is going to be here to stay. I really do, especially once they get their layer 2 up. With those speeds, man. I mean, hey, look, I give them credit. Like they weren't trying to do everything at up front. They were just going to focus on one thing and be perfect at it and move on to the next thing. And they really are moving fast. Like, I transferred Caspa from one wallet to my Zelcore before I even logged in. When I logged in, it was already there. Like, when I logged back into Zelcore, it was already there. It's ridiculously fast.
Yeah, I did that when I moved from the web wallet over to Zelcore when they brought it up.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, because I do this anytime I move crypto, and I hope everybody does this.
Move
a little bit, make sure it goes through,
right.
and then move the rest. I moved a little bit, and I'm like, all right, now I want it. Holy shit, it's there. All right, we'll move the rest, and then it's there too. Yeah,
the Caspa wants. I think he said wants. I think he meant wants to get transactions down to 1/10 of a second. Over 1 second. It's fast. I wonder what makes it so fast, though. What makes their network so fast? Like I just like I'm not a really technical guy, so this is a question I would ask this guy right here. Like why is their network so fast? Like what do you think, King? Why is their network so fast? Like what do you think?
That's not my expertise.
Okay, so never mind. I'm not asking him.
Nope.
So
That's not my expertise.
I'll ask Retro Mike. Like what makes their protocol? Like what in their protocol makes it fast? Like and if why hasn't anybody else used this type of protocol before? You know what I mean? That's all. I'm just curious. Would love to know. What is the Doge hash rate down a little bit? Is that why people are solo mining?
Well, I think okay. So he did that to me the other day. I believe he hit a Doge block on Nice Hash, the gambling that.
Oh yeah.
Well, they can still pay you out in the native reward, right? So, I mean,
I don't know.
Doge wins 10,000 Doge in a block. I've got 3 miners solo on it because I want that. That would be great. That's a hell of a payday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it hits all-time high.
Scott says they use the Force. That's awesome. So cool, man.
Is that a Force? Is that a Force FX Black? Do you know?
Is it working?
What are you
guys
doing?
sending me your crypto? Shit.
Think it's gonna come right through the camera?
No.
It didn't even cause a super chat.
You've got to. It didn't even.
Didn't even cause a super chat.
No, you've got to send me one first, and then I'll send you 2 back.
I don't need to send you anything.
This isn't the crypto
King
you were
got
looking
it.
for.
King got it. He got it. He knew exactly where that was from. Yeah.
Hey, so I just thought of this. So, how's your solar mining going with the actual L3 goat?
Solar?
Yeah, solo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, solar. Now it's not solo mining. But
Yeah, it's not solo.
mining.
It's I've got that on Trust Pool, I think. So I'm getting paid like Koinly and Doge. But it's going well. Other than having to go out there, like after we end this stream, I'm going to go out there and turn it off. I've got to get into the settings in the inverter itself because it's a hybrid inverter, kind of like what Chump has, where it's got input from the mains and it's got solar input, and then output coming from the batteries or inverting from the batteries into 220. And I had it originally programmed that the mains are available when batteries are not, and vice versa. Well, I turned the mains off, and now it's like running batteries way past where they should be run. So like 24 volts, I'm getting down to like 22.8, 22.7. And if it gets too low, it can damage the battery bank.
Right.
So I want to go out there and make sure it's shut down until the sun comes up the next day and it's able to start charging it again. But I'm getting like 16 hours off grid, completely off grid mining.
Nice.
On like 750 watts because I've got the L3 and I've got a G1 Mini on it. I just got it plugged in.
So here's what I'm telling you about, again, variable rate. So those 8 hours you'd be going overnight would be like the lowest cost. You're talking 8. Well, right now it'd probably be somewhere around 10 cents. Typically it's around 7 to 8 cents all in.
Yeah.
And then it starts going up during the day when the solar comes on. And then in the evening is where I get hit because I don't have batteries to like offset it. So the highest point for the cost of electricity is usually from about 3 to 4 o'clock till about 7 o'clock. And that's when it'll kick up to like somewhere between 12 and 14 cents. So just something to think about.
If you want to invest in battery bank, I can send you a link on where you can get some refurbished data center batteries.
I got nowhere to put it. Plus, because for me, there are definitely some advantages. Yeah, send me the link. I doubt I'll do it because I really don't have any place to put them.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Yeah, I'd have to take up a significant portion of my garage, I think, in order to do it.
And well, that's what I'm going to do whenever we move. It's either going to go in. I'd probably put it in the garage, not in the basement. But either way, I mean, I've got 26 batteries that are like 80 pounds a piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's a moving truck in itself.
Did you guys know that the way that Disney designed these lightsabers is that when they're on camera, they're meant to look like what's in the movie? Swear to God. Look, you don't see any breaks in the color, right? At all. It looks like it's in the movie. Come on, go.
Except when you take it down, you can still see it.
When you take it down, it looks like shit.
Right.
Yeah, there's breaks when you take it down, but it's not meant to do that. They had a more expensive one that was like, I don't know, how much was it, King? It was like $600-700. There was one that was like OG, and they said that this is like the best one. It was like,
is that the battle ready?
Well, these are actually made to like, you can go and like battle your friends with it in the park. Like, this is what it's made to do. I got the Ashoka ones. There's a second one, but I gotta buy another.
All I can say, at least he's not bringing out his guns.
You can't do that on live streams.
Right?
No, you can't do that on live. That you can bring that out.
It's a rubber band gun. Let's not all get offended, okay?
Yeah. No.
I thought this was funny. British gun control.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
it is pretty funny.
Yeah,
This is.
That's great. Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to 3D print one of those and like ship it down to you so we can shoot each other at Disrupt.
You're on.
There you go.
Because I won't be able to bring that on the plane, so I have to ship it to you.
Put it in. Check it in your bag.
Shit, I'm taking Spirit. You don't check bags on Spirit.
You can take a firearm on a plane. You just got to check it in the bag.
He's flying where I fly. He's flying Spirit and Frontier.
You'd be lucky to get your bag.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I saw a short on. This was yesterday. I was watching it, and it was hilarious. It was basically a conversation between a Spirit Airlines and the tower, and a tornado was coming, and they had issued a ground stop. And
saw that one.
And the tower's like, Spirit so-and-so, where are you going? Las Vegas. I issued a ground stop, but you didn't issue an air stop. It's like, remind me never to fly Spirit again.
They give 0 fucks.
Yes.
Not a single one.
But I get it.
They're on time.
I'm sure the tornado is probably far enough away. He's like, I'll just turn.
Yeah.
They'll turn me away from the storm once I get in the air, and I'll be fine. And he's not wrong. But it was still funny. The conversation was very funny. Anyway, if you ever get a chance and have any of those shorts come up now, because I've clicked on them, I get them all the time. That are those the tower to the airplanes, or even airplane to airplane. They're really funny. They are really funny.
Yeah, that got stuck in my algorithm for a couple days there too.
Yeah,
there was a video.
Some of those are fake though. Like the conversations are definitely fake, but some of those they're not. Like I get caught on some of the ones where it's like a teenager flying and they've got cameras, in the plane, and something happens and they've got to like get talked down, to land whatever small aircraft they have and stuff like that. That, I mean, obviously you can tell those are real, but like some of those where they're actually, talking smack back and forth to the tower, that's got to be fake.
Yeah. You would think. You'd think that they would get in some
serious trouble.
Hope. Yeah, right.
I think back in like the 90s, 80s and 90s, like there was if God forbid something happened to pilots, I think that there would have to be somebody to help them land the plane. I think today, like with newer planes, I'm assuming they have this. They could just tell the plane where to land and they'll do it. Like, they pretty much fly themselves. Yeah, they really do fly themselves. Like my buddy's a pilot and he's like, bro, sometimes I just go in manual control just because I want to, because there's really nothing for me to do. I'm like an observer. I'm a trained observer. He goes, I sit there and the plane flies by itself.
Yeah. They have to so many times a month when they're flying, they have to do certain things manually, including visual landings by themselves, all those kinds of things. So without ILS there, there's lots of things that they have to do while they're on regular flights.
Well, that's why those American Airlines flights were going down for a while there. There was an issue that something in the computer didn't do what it was supposed to do, and they didn't train the pilots what to do if this
The
happens.
737 Max.
Yep.
I saw that. Well, yeah, they kind of breezed through the training. My buddy says that he flies Airbus, and he says, I don't want to fly Boeing anymore. He says Airbus is made for pilots. He goes, it's just what it is. They ask pilots what they would want. Boeing does whatever the cheapest. And I was kind of really like taken down by that, because in that documentary about the 737 Max, which is on Netflix, by the way, it mentions that when Boeing merged with
McDonnell
Douglas, they said that the new CEO lost a lot. Like he started, cutting corners, I guess is not the word I want to use, but making things cheaper. The quality went down, and the 737 Max apparently, like, they just was oversized, like the oversized engines, like oversized everything. Like it was a previous generation that they upgraded. They didn't really design as much as they should have, and it was like this huge thing. And that was the what was that thing called? It's the they didn't know how to adjust it. It was a sensor on the front of the plane that would tell them, like, if they were in a nosedive, it was to pitch the flaps down so they could prevent. And it thought it was always in a nosedive, and that's what killed those people. But I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was that they thought that it would think it was in a stall when it wasn't, and therefore it would turn the flaps to put it into a nosedive. And what the pilots were trying to do was pull up, which
and
means it would just act against them even more. That was my understanding. It's been a while.
It is. I was watching it. It was interesting, man. Very interesting, because the guy that they're like blaming the pilots, like, initially, and like, here's the thing, like, if you mess up, you're a company, you should. I understand, like, you have shareholders and things, and you have purchase orders, but the one thing I didn't like that Boeing did about that is they went straight attacking the pilot. Like, that's not, come on, dude. Like, it was an error on Boeing, not because it was a faulty system, but they didn't teach them properly how to get out of it.
Yeah.
It was actually recorded that they didn't teach them how to override the sensor. So that was the problem. So it's still Boeing's fault, and they had later admitted that it was their fault. But the first thing they do is they break out and start attacking the pilot. Like, come on, dude. Like, dude's dead now. Now you're bashing him and the family. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, you're doing that to the guy who's dead. But think about, okay, so you remember, obviously, the Miracle in the Hudson, Sully.
Yep,
you watched that, and they were attacking him.
Oh my God, left and right.
Like, what
was he supposed to do?
See, the simulations say this. It's like, yeah, but you're up in the air, and both your engines, you're taking the mental aspect out of it.
Yeah, what were you supposed to do?
You have to have that oh my God moment, and you need about a couple of seconds to do that, and then say, and he did so many things that they weren't even in the book, but they helped him.
He saved all those people. Anybody else in that seat, that plane would have went down, and God forbid would have killed all those people.
I know.
Bird strikes are no shit. Those things will put dents in planes. Like,
oh yeah, they'll blow away a nose cone. Retro Mike with the 5 gifted max voltage
thank you, Retro
membership.
Mike.
He gets the lightsaber. Yes.
Overvortech, Tains, Mass Boost, Mining Booms, and Diesel 846. Welcome to OnlyFlans.
Sweet.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Retro Mike. Oh, here they come. Golden Wolf, member for 4 months.
It's working. Let me see if my super
much appreciated. Dude, it didn't work the last time.
It's working. Shut up. There it is. It's coming.
Stop what you're doing.
That's right. You've all trades a member for 12 months. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You know what, Alex? I've had it with you. He did it. He saw it. Dude, I'm so happy he did that. He really made my night.
Did you let it expire, Retro Mike? That's okay. I know you still love me.
We need your identification. You don't need my identification.
Yeah, I so wish I was going to Mining Disrupt, but I just can't swing
come on, just come.
Not swing it. I can't
Big deal. Why, Max? Gonna be fine.
I'll tell you what. If I get a new job, I'll go.
All right, that's it. Everybody start looking for a job for Max. Hashtag Max needs a new job.
Yeah. He's a great
There's,
CEO.
There's a specific one actually at the company I work for that I'm like, I read it and I was like, I even talked to my boss about it. I'm like reading this description and the qualities that they want in the person. I'm like, engineer, customer facing experience. It was logistics experience. I mean, where are you going to find an engineer that's in logistics, that's been in the warehouse and also has customer facing experience, like sales experience? Yeah. It's like a unique individual. And I'm like, never would have thought I would have found a job that actually had those three things. So I'm somewhat hopeful. That's one of the things I got to do tomorrow is actually submit the application for it.
Goat, if you would have fell off the chair when I did that, it would have been epic. I just thought about that. Crypto Frank with the 10 max voltage memberships.
Wow.
What's up? Hilo Crypto, John Carpenter, Fully Electric, Ted, Automatic Beats, King Mining, D White, no, that's not Oz. Stephen T, Carl Coat, K Trim. Congratulations, guys, for being a Max Voltage member. Yes, now you get to see him every Mondays with Max. Call everybody out and say hi for 15 minutes. So when he does that, you can just go run to the bathroom, do what you got to do, and then come back.
Well, you do that after you hear your name called out.
Right.
After, yeah. But know where you are on the list.
So get there.
If you're up behind the list, you can go after I call your name.
I'm like this every time he does on Mondays. Huh? He's done.
Hey, I've been getting faster. It's done within 5 minutes now.
Why don't you just go, hey, everybody?
It's your boy Matt.
He wants to give that personal touch and tell every person.
Exactly. Dude, you're in sales. People like to hear their names. You know
Come on,
that.
Man. But not when I'm home.
There you go. There's the Hawk Love there for all his fans.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's got content coming out this week?
I got the KSO video. I think I'm going to shoot it tonight or tomorrow because tomorrow I got to go to Terra. I got to drop off some GPUs. We got some new clients, but I think I'm going to do the video on the KSO and then maybe I'll do another 10-hour live stream of getting 1, 2, 3, 4 CPU mining rigs up. So what's 4, 8, 16?
Is that a 24
I think we can do a 24-hour stream. Yeah, I think we're ready.
Okay.
4 hours aboard. We'll go all night. Who's down?
Speaking of that,
in chat if you're down.
I'm working with someone who should be sending me some stuff. But anyway, I'm trying to. I've talked about this before,
Max,
about having a September is ovarian cancer month, and I want to have a fundraising stream. So one of the things I want to do is actually build a computer on stream and give it away. So that's going to be my goal. Could use some help getting the parts for it, but that is my goal, and we'll need people's help to. I don't know if it'll be a 24-hour stream. May only do 12.
24 hours is long. Maybe I'll just leave it running and then go take a nap.
Yeah.
No, you take a nap in the chair right behind you and just sit.
I don't know if I could stay awake and actually make it somewhat interesting for 24 hours. 12 hours, I think I could probably do. That'll be difficult, but I figure I'll have different people coming in that will keep it entertaining.
Yeah, you need to do like one of those marathons where you got all the people like answering phones behind, and just have like, pass the stream to the different tubers, so everybody can take a break and stuff like that.
There's a way to do that and keep it on the same stream.
And every time they come on, they have to say hi to everybody. That's in the stream.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah,
in spirit of Max.
I think we should do that.
So I have to also figure out exactly how I'm going to collect the donations and such. But yeah, I'm really pretty psyched about it. Ovarian cancer is one of those diseases that kills a high percentage of women that get it. And I'm lucky that my wife is doing well.
You kidding me? Nothing taking hood down.
What was that?
Nothing taking hood down, bro.
So, but it kind of takes a back seat to other cancers that have honestly just better marketing. And so definitely want to do something about that. So anyway, but yeah, I want to build a. She's not here, so she can't see.
Well,
I don't think she's watching, but
she'll rewatch that part.
all right, I'll let her know. Anyway, but yeah, I figured that would be a good thing to do, and hopefully it would bring some watchers and bring some funds. And I figure if it's a giveaway, that I set a goal, and if we reach the goal, then I give away the computer. So anyway, we'll see. Still in the process of planning that, but I got a month and a half at least, depending on where I plan it within the month of September. I'm kind of thinking, because if it's going to be a long stream, it'd be better to do it like on Saturday of Labor Day weekend. That way it gives me a chance to recover, shall we say.
Yeah.
So anyway, Patrick, if you need a 24-hour build stream to run the call-ins for donations, have Hawk build the PC.
Oh.
That was the most dad laugh you could ever have.
Because I didn't see where that comment was going until I read it. So
okay. Anyway, are you gonna do are you gonna do the donations on the live stream? Because you can't. I think super chats are like limited, so you should have like a.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's why I have to figure out exactly.
Get a counter. You can get a counter.
Yeah, but
EJ said he did a 32-hour live stream once.
I'm sure he did, but it's different when you're playing games. I mean, I suppose we can make part of it like a gaming stream.
We do a StarCraft tournament. Or hey, I got a better idea. Why don't we just do a poker tournament and live stream it?
We could certainly do that for part of it. Yes, we could do poker. I'm not sure how entertaining that would be. Remember, this needs to be.
It's going to be entertaining when everybody's yelling at each other. We'll make it entertaining. Don't worry. I'll write a script. I'll know exactly like when they yell and start bitching, and I'll rant a few times. It'll be fine.
Instead of doing a tournament, do like, and obviously not real cash, but you do a cash game, because our cash games are pretty funny with all the comments and stuff going back and forth and us ribbing each other.
I think but see, how do you, if we do a poker tournament, right? And we get everybody to send, if we're gonna donate, right? We're just gonna go donate it. Everybody donates to buy into the thing, and whoever wins the poker tournament, I don't know, maybe we all come together and give like a GPU or something to the winner. You know what I mean? I think that would be dope, because then
it's a possibility.
You give everybody a competing chance. Not only they have something to win, but they've donated. Maybe the buy-in is, I don't know, $10 in USDT, right? Everybody buys in. If you get 100 people, it's a lot of money,
right?
Whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying something like that, or you make it $50. I don't know. And then, you send that. If you do $50, it's $5,000. It's great.
Yeah,
that's a big donation. And then you could, and then you put it together, Max. You write it off on your taxes.
Well, yeah, obviously, because that'll be my donation.
So, do a tournament. We'll do the like they do.
Think about that.
I think it's a good idea, and we can live stream it. It'll take 3 or 4 hours to finish.
Can you get in trouble for doing that on YouTube though? Like gambling?
We do it on the Flux and Darrow ones that have monetary value. I mean,
oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, we're just live streaming the tournament. I mean, we're not using YouTube to, I don't know. I guess. It's a donation. It's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser. So it's a fundraiser. Sure. So no. Yeah. So no, it's not considered. No, it's a fundraiser.
Yeah, I see it being somewhat in the gray area. I'll have to maybe see if it's been done before.
It's a charity fundraiser. You can do whatever you want. It's funny. We did it at the restaurant. We did ones for it's not Wounded Warriors. It's called like Tower of Warriors or Warrior Towers or something like that. And my mom had the outside set up like a casino. We had blackjack tables, poker tables, but people bought in for fake money, obviously. Yeah. And they just played and had fun, and then, bought drinks and stuff. And it was because it was all a fundraiser and nobody actually won any money back. There's no financial gain from it. It's not against any rules.
But if there's an end prize to the winner of a GPU or a computer or whatever, that's where you're kind of like,
but you can do raffles. It's perfectly fine. You can do a raffle to whoever wins. It just incentivizes it, because if I give away, it's legal. It's 100% legal. It's 100% legal. You can give somebody to something who wins a raffle at a donation. They do it all the time when people have competitions. Oh, this is all going to all the proceeds are going to charity. Oh, this computer was donated by the Mining King for the winner of the tournament. I'm just saying, like it's all got to be donated.
Yeah.
Ox donated his 7950 X3D.
I'm just saying.
No,
if it violates the terms, like they're saying in chat, in those Darrow and Flux poker tournaments, then definitely violate those terms. Like, so. Just saying.
There's a
well,
lot
I appreciate that, Crypto Frank. Shoot me a DM if you would. $9.99, John Carpenter. Thank you. Listen to Hawk and do it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Or you don't have to listen, or you don't have to do anything for the end winner. You could just make it all donations, and the winner you get, I don't know, a shout out on a live stream. I don't know. A free membership. I don't know. That's it.
T-shirt. Probably do a t-shirt.
Yeah, or a t-shirt. I mean, I don't think it violates anything, but we'll read it. Let's read it. We'll read it. We'll ask some questions.
They keep it gray for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's at their discretion. If they think you're doing something shady, then they'll come down on you. I mean, I did live streams. I did what is it? Lunchtime lead therapy. I'd go out on my lunch break and shoot in my backyard shooting range, and it was fine for like 4 streams. And then one day, I just it kicked me off and gave me a fucking strike for something, and I haven't done it since. But it's up to their discretion, you know.
Yeah. I like that lunchtime lead therapy.
Yeah, well,
but so you can't have like
shoot some shit.
But you can't have like shooting competitions and stuff that are actually televised on YouTube. Like those are like national competitions. Like,
but they're not live.
But it doesn't matter. Like you can't.
No. I mean, I go out back and do shooting videos all the time, but you can't do it live.
Oh, okay. I mean, dang, like it can't be that harsh. Or you do it on Kick. Do it somewhere where they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing. You know, I mean, whatever. I think it would be nice to do that because I think everybody. It's not boring. You know what I mean? Like everybody will donate. Everybody gets to play. We all shoot the shit. We talk. Have a good time. We open up a giant call on Zoom or whatever, and you know, we all just have a great. Same way we do it for the Darrow and Flux tournaments that Crypto Miguel puts together with Yashnik. It's great. Like we all talk. We're all having a good time. Saying things we shouldn't say to each other. It's beautiful. I love it. I mean, I feel like I'm with my family. I use this cup purposely tonight for your wife, and she's not watching.
She's not watching.
Womp womp.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for joining Saturday Night Live with Max Voltage. He's running out of things to talk about. King's ready to go play StarCraft, and Goat's got to go to bed.
I think she's coming, so you can show her. Go ahead and show her the cup. You didn't need to make it big.
Super cute.
You like it? I got it for you.
Aw. And then he drinks out of it.
Of course. Well, it's a cup. What else is he gonna do with it? Alrighty, guys. Well, is there any date set for this? I'm thinking about the first weekend in September, but again, no. I know that's well, that's true. Everybody might be busy that weekend, but that was kind of what I was thinking. So I don't know. Might be a little bit later. If I go the way I normally do, I'll probably procrastinate like another weekend or two after that. So anyway, I could maybe take a day off of work too. It'll definitely be before Cypherpunk. It will not be the weekend after Cypherpunk. That's for sure.
What if the prize is a ticket to Cypherpunk?
That could definitely be arranged.
That's what I'm saying. That's easy. Not really monetary value. It's a ticket.
That's true.
Can't sell it because it has your own name on it.
CJ says, Max, get your people to talk to my people. Anyway, alrighty, guys. We are rambling at this point, so we are going to let you go again. Thank you guys all for joining on my channel this evening. Very, very much appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful night.